Namaste, and thank you for joining me in this episode of Raising Intelligent Kids. The topic is quite interesting. Is life a battlefield? You might notice a lot of people talk about this. You yourself, I myself, tend to do this on a daily basis, all the time, or most of the time. We see some kind of struggle or battle going on, which we are fighting, no matter what happens. If it is too hot or too cold, you are fighting. You have fever, you are fighting fever. You go on the road, there is traffic, you are fighting traffic. You catch cold, you are fighting cold. Any issue, you are fighting discrimination, you are fighting biases, you are fighting bad policies. Nations are ready to fight wars. It is too hot, it's too cold, it's raining, it's traffic, it's your health, it's other people's behavior. Everyone is fighting all the time. And that is the language we are used to. We hear everybody. What are you doing? Oh, I was fighting cold. I was fighting traffic. I'm fighting for an issue. There are a lot of organizations that take up an issue, a disease, a social problem. They are fighting. They are fighting child labor. They are fighting pandemic currently. So in our mind, psychology, this kind of idea sets in that life, or most part of life, is basically fighting. Life is a battlefield. Most of our actions, our thoughts, our plans are devoted to fighting. In better words, solving problems. But how can we solve problems without knowing what the problem is? That's an interesting way to look at it. Because what I have learned, and many other people have learned, is that there is no problem without a solution. Problem and solution is like a couplet. They come together. If there is a problem, there is a solution. So you pick any problem that you think you are fighting. You have cold. Okay, so instead of fighting cold, find a solution for it. Protect yourself, wear warmer clothes, drink a lot of fluid, don't eat stuff which produce congestion. If the cold and hay fever is because of allergy is actually your own weakness in the immune system. You are allergic to certain pollens or certain food items. A lot of kids are allergic to peanuts or something else. So boost your immune system. That is the solution. Fighting, more medication, more worries helps to some extent immediately, but in the long run, if you want to solve a problem, it is not something you do instantly and take an action and problem is solved. You have to understand the origin of the problem and calmly come up with solutions. That's the way I have learned, and I'm sharing. So fundamentally, the point is that change in attitude, change in the language we converse in, language in which we talk to ourselves and with others. Become a more calming, gentler, understanding person So when you face a problem, and all of us face a variety of problems every day, sometimes, but definitely over a period of time, we have issues, we have problems. Don't fight the problem. Understand the problem, origin of the problem, and go to the origin and solve it there. The origin may be within yourself, your own weaknesses, your own mindset, your own perspective of looking at things. So a shift in perspective and attitude, this develop a nature to go to the root cause of the problem and solve it, not mitigate it for a time and the problems recur. To permanently solve the problem, you have to go to the root of the problem and find the cause and deal with that. Same applies to the whole health system, for example. That's a topic that just came to my mind. A health system, we're fighting disease. We are not eliminating disease. We are fighting, and after helping with one disease, another one comes with more drugs, medication, and so on and so forth. Say, well, certain environmental kind of diseases because of the poor quality of environment. So if your environment, your water, your land, your air, all these things don't change, you don't do anything about it, it will weaken your system and make you vulnerable to health problems. So just taking painkillers to avoid pain doesn't remove the disease because of which the pain is occurring. So I just gave you a few examples. In education system, there may be problems, dropouts, children fail, they get frustrated, stressed, they go on the wrong path. Why all this happens? What they are exposed to in society and in some situations in schools. Stiff competition and bullying and unfriendly attitude toward others. Students want to go ahead by bringing other students down, and students feel bad because they didn't get good grade, and the parents are in stress, all this. So that's a whole new subject of education reform, which I have talked about in other episodes. And there is a whole concept framework that we have developed called Reform Education for a New World. The website is www.renew1.org. It's a non-profit organization. You are welcome to visit that. So basically, change your perspective, improve your understanding of the problem, and go to the root cause and remove this idea that you are born in this life form as humans to fight. Be at peace with yourself, with the environment, and with society. Thank you so much for listening.